Last time we talked a lot about the 4 categories of communication theory. Do we still remember what are these 4 categories? If you don't remember, take a look at the names. At least you need to know the names by heart. The first category is post-positivism. What does post-positivism mean? It means the world is knowable. We can get to know the world with proper means, with proper method, through proper procedure. In the meantime, we have to be aware of the fact that communication or mass communication, when we are studying such subject, these subjects all deals with the human world, human society. And when we research human society, when we research individual or groups of human beings, then these autonomous beings are rather very different from the physical object we are familiar with, such as a desk, a chair, particles, hydrogen atoms. If the conditions for these objects to exist in is fixed, then their physical behavior, their physical property is predictable. Whereas the human behavior, when we deal with the human societies, when we deal with the human behavior and our actions and our purposes and our beliefs and our ideas and concepts and so forth, these phenomena of the human world may not behave very regularly, may not behave more often than not. They do not behave like physical objects. There are variants, there are places, there are circumstances where varieties of behaviors, varieties of actions, varieties of autonomous behavior exist and emerge. So the human world, the society, or the objects we study in the discipline of communication and mass communication, for these studies, for these areas, for these disciplines, we had better not to apply very, very strict physical laws or rules. There are variances, keep in mind. And secondly, cultural theory. What does cultural theory mean? What does the second category mean? We have talked a lot about culture and society in the previous lectures. We as human beings, lively, autonomous human beings, we live in a world. We live against the background of other human beings, groups or individuals. So when these groups of individuals behave and act, it is unavoidable for them to do things, to behave, to act against the background of culture. Culture, that is the pattern, that is the not only pattern but also modes of behavior, fixed, repetitive, man-made, and learned and acquired behavior. Not only behavior, and many times it's conceptual, such as beliefs, religious beliefs, ideology, value judgments, general values toward the world and human beings, societies. Culture is inevitable, so when we try to explain, try to find out the undergoing mechanisms and principles and rules that underpins communication and mass communication, we have to always keep in mind the culture part of our human world. We only covered, I think, 2 categories. From the 3rd category on, we ran out of time last time. So let's take a look at the 3rd group, the 3rd category, which is critical theory. The category of critical theories. What does this category include?